Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim
Hare
Saraswatim
Krishna Prabhu, we cannot hear you if you are talking.
Devim Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Srinvata Swakata Krishna Punyashravana Kirtanaha
Still
Hrudayanto
not here.
Patrani Vidunoti Suhutsutam. Are you hearing me at all? Maybe I
Yes,
should.
Prabhu. We
Oh,
can
sorry,
hear you.
somebody
Yeah.
start. I'll start again. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayam Udiraye Srinvata Swakata Krishna Punyashravana Kirtanaha Hrudayanto Stoti Abhadrani Vidunoti Shuhusutam
Krishna,
Nastaprayeshu
Krishna, Krishna,
Abhadreshu
Krishna,
Nityam Bhagavata
Hare
Sevaya
Ram,
Bhagavati
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Okay, Bhakti
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare.
Good morning, everybody. I'll start
Hare Krishna,
reading
Krishna Krishna,
Srimad
Hare Hare,
Bhagavatam,
Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
fourth canto,
So no one can hear, right?
verse 9.
Hare Krishna. Karen Prabhu is still not
Not hearing?
audible to us.
Yeah, I have to take the headset, Prabhu. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I don't know why.
Yeah, I can hear him fine. And to you also.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, just speak a little louder, that's it.
I'm able to hear you. I'm able to hear you, Prabhu.
You can hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know why everybody is not hearing, so I'm not sure. I'm changing the this one to see if everybody.
No, it's fine. It's fine now, Prabhu. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. We start reading Srimad Bhagavatam, fourth canto, chapter 9, text 9. Nunam vimusta matayastva ye yetva bhavava priya vimokshanam anaya hetu archanti kalpakatarun kunapabhogyam ichanti yat sparsajam nirayapi nunam certainly vimusta matayaha, those who have lost their right intelligence, tava, your, mayaya, by the influence of illusionary energy, te, ye, who, tvam, who, bhava, from birth, apyaya, and death, vimokshanam, the cause of liberation, and anya hetoho, for other purposes, archanti, worship, kalpakatarun, who are like the desire tree, kunapa, of this dead body, upabhogyam, sense gratification, shanti, they desire, yet, that which sparsajam, derived by the touch sensation, niraye, in hell, api, even, nunam, for persons. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, teacher. Translation. Persons who worship you simply for sense gratification of this bag of skin are certainly influenced by your illusionary energy. In spite of having you, who are like a desire tree and the cause of liberation from birth and death, foolish persons such as me desire benedications from you for sense gratification, which is available even for those who live in hellish conditions. Purport. Dhruva Maharaj repented because he had to come to the Lord to render devotional service for material profit. He here condemns his attitude. Only due to gross lack of knowledge, one uh, due to due to gross lack of knowledge, does one worship the Lord for material profit or for sense gratification. The Lord is like a desire tree. Anyone can have whatever he desires from the Lord, but the people in general do not know what kind of benedictions they should ask from him. Happiness desired from the touch of the skin or senses happiness is present in the life of hogs and dogs. Such happiness is very insignificant. If a devotee worships the Lord for such insignificant happiness, he must be considered devoid of all knowledge. Next verse, Prabhu, 4.9.10. Ya nivrutis tanu brutanam tava padma pada dhyanat bhavajana kata sravaneva vyat vyasya Sabrahmani sa mahiman apinata mabud kimtu antakasi lulita patatam vimanat. Yet that which nivrutis bliss tanubrutam of the embodied tava, your pada padma, lotus feet, dhyanat, from meditating upon bhavat jana, for your intimate devotees, katha, topics, sravananena, by hearing, va, or syat, coming into being, sa, that bliss, brahmani, in the impersonable Brahman, swa, mahimani, your own is magnificence, api, even, natha, O Lord, ma, never, both exist, him, what to speak of, to, then Ananta Kasi, by the sword of death, Lulitat, being destroyed, Patatam, of which whose fall down, Vimanat, from their aeroplanes. Translation and purport. Translation. My Lord, the transcendental bliss derived from meditating upon your lotus feet or hearing about your glories from pure devotees is so unlimited that it is far beyond the stage of Brahmananda, wherein one thinks himself merged in the impersonable Brahman as one with the Supreme. Since Brahmananda is also defeated by the transcendental bliss derived from devotional service, then what to speak of temporary blissfulness of elevating oneself to the heavenly planets, which is ended by the separating the sword of the time. Although one may be elevated to the heavenly planets, he will fall down in due course of time. Purport. The transcendental bliss derived from devotional service, primarily from Snavanam Kirtanam, Sravanam Kirtanam, hearing and chanting, cannot be compared to the happiness derived by karmis by elevating themselves to the heavenly planets or by the jnanis or yogis who enjoy oneness with the supreme impersonal Brahman. Yogis generally meditate upon the transcendental form of Vishnu, but devotees not only meditate upon him, but actually engage in the direct service of the Lord. In the previous verse, we find the phrase Bhavavya Pyaya, which refers to birth and death. The Lord can give a relief from the chain of birth and death. It is a misunderstanding to think, as do the monists, that when one gets relief from the process of birth and death, he merges into Supreme Brahman. Here it is clearly said that the transcendental bliss derived from Shravanam Kirtanam by pure devotees cannot be compared to Brahmananda or the impersonable conception of transcendental bliss derived by merging into the Absolute. the position of karmas is still more degraded. Their aim is to elevate themselves to the higher planetary systems. It is said, Yanti Deva Vrata, Yanti Deva Vratha, Devan. Persons who worship the demigods are elevated to the heavenly planets, as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 9.25. But elsewhere in Bhagavad Gita 9.21, we find Krishne Punye Martya Lokam Vishanti. Those who are elevated to the higher planetary systems must come down again as soon as the results of their pious activities are exhausted. They are like modern astronauts who go to the moon as soon as their fuel is used up. They are obliged to come down to this earth. As modern astronauts who go to the moon for other heavenly planets by the force or jet propulsion have to come down again after exhausting their fuel. So also do those who are elevated to the heavenly planets by the force of yagnas or and pious activities. Antakasa lulitat. By the sword of the time, one is cut from his exalted position within this material world and he comes down again. Dhruva Maharaj appreciated that the results of devotional service are far more valuable than merging into absolute or being elevated to the heavenly planets. The words Patatam Vimana are very significant. Vimana means aeroplane. Those who are elevated to the heavenly planets are like aeroplanes, which drop when they run out of fuel. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pachata Desatarani Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I humbly like to seek blessings from all the assembled Vaishnavas and thank you for giving me the opportunity to purify my heart and please forgive me for my shortcomings. I listened to the teachings of Gauranga Darshan Prabhuji's lecture on the 4.9.10 and also I read the book. Gauranga Darshan Prabhu has two books. One book is called Dhruva, especially on this topic, very detailed. I gathered few points. Actually, I took the book. And also, there is another one called Subodhini. So I took all the information from these two topics. Okay? And first and foremost, these are the prayers by Dhruva Maharaj after seeing the Lord Mahavishnu right in front of him. These are the beautiful prayers expressing how he feels at that point of time because he was going after materialistic things and then he realized his mistakes. So they are the beautiful prayers from Dhruva Maharaj. And he tells how there are the only two ways how everybody can have happiness, but we'll deal with it towards the end. We'll go over that. First and foremost is the transformation by divine touch, of Lord Mahavishnu. One who experienced the bliss of God's love doesn't hanker for temporary positions and possessions in this world. To attain such devotion and detachment is a spiritual success. When we frequently worship the Lord becomes eager to see us. He is very eager to see us. This is what happened in Dhruva Maharaj case. Dhruva Maharaj meditated for 6 months, and his form when God appeared in full form, that is the same thing he is meditating upon. He doesn't know. He felt he didn't. He is a mere child, so he felt he was not fully equipped to see that. So although Dhruva desired to praise the Lord with the subtle words. As an inexperienced child, upon seeing the Lord, he did not have the necessary knowledge, vocabulary, or poetic ability to praise the Lord appropriately, as many great sages, devatas, devotees have done before. Lord Vishnu understood Dhruva's awkward situation and felt compassion for him. Out of his kindness, the Lord touched his divine, spotless, white conch shell to the forehead of little Dhruva. The Lord's conch shell, named Pancha, Panchajanya, is not different from the Vedas. As soon as the Panchajanya touched Dhruva's forehead, he felt the essence of all Vedic knowledge instantly revealed within his heart. Dhruva becomes spontaneously enlightened with the conclusion and the details of all his Vedic scriptures. And I just skipping. So the inspiration and the ability in us to offer prayers to the Lord come from the Lord. All of us, all one needs is a sincere desire to serve Lord. All of us. The Lord then mercifully reciprocates and empowers the devotee to do so. Our praise is by His grace. Dhruva began speaking. My Lord, my dear Lord, you are all powerful. You have entered with me and have enlightened all my dormant senses, my hands, legs, ears, touch sensation, and especially my power of speech. I'm unable to speak and praise you only because the inspiration and empowerment you have given me. But what did Dhruva mean is when he said the Lord had awakened his sleeping senses during the past 6 months, Dhruva had tirelessly and sleeplessly performed austerities to attain the Lord's blessings. Why then did Dhruva say that his senses has been sleeping thus far and that the Lord had enlightened them? This is because Dhruva had realized the senses are as good as sleeping until they are utilized in Lord's service. As long as the senses are acting on a material plane for material purposes, they are not engaged in spiritual activities. That's why they are said to be sleeping. And I wanted to skip few things and get to where we need to talk about this purports. In 4.9.10, the purport is beautifully explained. There are two things, as Gauranga Darshan Prabhu also explained. There are only two ways that we can achieve this. When the way Dhruva Maharaj is praying to God, there's only two ways he can actually attain the happiness. One is Pada Padma. It is there in the first sentence as Pada Padma, by offering to the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna. And also, the second way is by associating and listening to the stories. It is Bhavajjana Kata Sranaveva Nena. That means listening to the stories and by association with the devotees like us in this group. These are the only two ways we can associate that. Some people think okay, by what about going to Brahmananda, or by so compared to it is even the Brahmananda is not even compared to the happiness we get with Bhakti Ananda. So, and what about when you compare to that, what about going to the other planets? That's the next one, going to heaven. Even the way it is compared is beautifully explained. I didn't even think about it. It says Vimanat at the end. That means like an aeroplane. It is a analogy is so good. If an aeroplane, even the aeroplane runs out of energy of the fuel, it has to come down to earth. Similarly, if all the pious activities will becomes the credits in our bank account, it all becomes credits, or we can go to heavenly planets, but as long as all our credits are used up, we will fall down to earth and we'll go back to even this again, the cycle of birth and death. So the only way to come out of this one is to these are all insignificant compared to seeing be in the field in the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna, or be in the association of pure devotees like this in our group, where we can hear the Shravanam and Kirtanam. And with that, I would like to conclude this reading. Vancha kalpatarupyasya kripa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. I would like to end my summary with this note. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Hare Krishna, thank you for nice summary in short notice, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice summary.
Very nice points. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Very nice summary.
Hare Krishna.